Us from the Nasdaq, managing director of the market intelligence desk. So it's already been a pretty busy year, Chris. What's the vibe and momentum now that we just keep plugging away to records?
You know, you had a great first half of the year. We talked about months, you talked about quarters. Can you believe we're halfway through 2024 already, coming into a presidential election? It's kind of amazing, right? So you raised close to, we'll call it a little over $19 billion in the first half of the year. You know, you got a lot of good operating companies that are coming forward. On Nasdaq alone, we had 66 deals, which raised about $9 billion. We had a couple of deals last week, as a matter of fact, a couple of smaller deals, but they're still coming. We got a few more SPACs coming up at the end of this week and a couple of operating companies. So even though you're in the summer doldrums where the bankers have to take their 2 weeks off, unfortunately, you and I don't get those 2 weeks. There's still deals to come forward, and ideally you have a lot of items that are really pulling this market forward. You got higher valuation, especially if you look at the S&P and the Nasdaq. You talk about that all the time, right? You've got a low volatility, something that a lot of people aren't really talking about as much, with, you know, a 12 handle on the VIX. And the disinflation narrative is starting to play out a little bit, which is also very good for this. People have a risk appetite. Now, if you look at the 10-year, right, you're getting 4.3% right now, you know, so the risk-free rate is still pretty good. So if money is coming into IPOs, that must be telling you something about the operating companies that are coming forward.
Right. You know, it seems like just the ideal petri dish, the perfect fertile ground for new issuances, and I know that it has been busy to that point because valuations. I mean, what else do you hold out for at this point? You hold out for what, like COVID levels? I mean, like, you know, the standard, it seems, you got to be satisfied with what's on offer right now.
You know, it's all about growth. The difference between growth in 2021, when you saw a gangbuster year, and then what's followed with the rising rate environment, is that it was growth at any price in 2021. Yeah. Now investors are a little bit more discerning, and they still want growth, but the problem is they want, not even a problem, the good thing is that they want growth with a company that has a path to either profitability or an end game. You know, if you're an early stage investor, VC, what have you, you know, two of the main questions that you ask is, how much am I going to give, and what is my exit strategy? And the IPO is generally the exit strategy for a lot of these early investors.
How much of the tech stuff already got through the gate, Chris? Because to your point, the dispersion within the market does just obscenely favor tech, AI. Are there a lot of nascent tech companies that haven't gone public yet?
The stable is full. You've got close to 200 companies ready to go. Some are names that are well known that we really can't discuss just yet because not everything's out there. Some are not. But what's interesting is that it's been a number of different sectors across the space. You've had communications. We had Webtoon go public the other day. Nice raise. And then you had Alamis go public in the same week. Those two alone raised over $525 million on their listings in the last week of June. You put anything with an AI or tech-based in it, it's going to act well, anything on the chip side. But you've seen biotech. We've had consumer names. You've got communications. Even on, you've seen some energy names go forward. So they're getting out in all the different sectors, which is good to see. The problem is, you know, it's just not enough of them. We need more of the quality companies that want to tap the public markets as opposed to staying private for longer and going for the Series C, D, or E rounds to raise in those private markets.
Okay, great stuff. Always love the perspective and the update. Helpful for us. Love to hear kind of what the tone is and the vibes there, Chris. Appreciate your time.